Good evening, aviatics. Today we are at the end of a very, very long day. This is the 25th anniversary of CockpitFest at Newark Air Museum. I've literally just got here at just before 7 and set up the Harvard in the display. We'll come back and look at it later, but at the moment what I'm going to do is just take you through a quick whistle-stop tour of what we've actually got on show on a Friday evening. This is as I said, the 25th anniversary of CockpitFest, so it was held yearly, or is held yearly, at the Newark Air Museum near Nottingham. Absolutely superb little event, lots and lots of fun. Bit of a family event. You can hear dog barking away, so you can see that it's lots of fun, lots of different people here, and lots of cockpits for you to sit in. It's a grassroots event, it's lots of fun. Anyway, shocks away, let's fly. So here we have Lightning F6 XS 833. Love this aircraft, beautiful aircraft. Lightning's a great cockpits. We'll hopefully get inside some of these over the weekend and show you how good they are. But anyway, I think I might have got the number wrong. I read it off the side as XS 833, but that says XS 933. Anywho, let's go and walk down the line. So what we'll do, in Christopher Nolan style, just walk down the line and look at different aircraft. This one's dear to my heart because I used to own this. This is XS 922. Beautiful aircraft, lovely owners. We'll meet those tomorrow. And then what we'll do is just walk down and do a quick little whizzle down. We've got a nice little JP5 here. Great, these sort of size of cockpits, as well as XS 922, because they actually fit straight in the garage, which is brilliant. I missed one actually. Let's go and see this one over here, which is I think this is another Lightning, but it's just it's a small cockpit, another one that would fit in a small garage, which is really good. So we'll get to see inside this hopefully. Well, we will get to see inside it tomorrow, but it's basically under camouflage netting, really cool. So you've got a nice little cockpit there to have a look in tomorrow, but we'll get a better picture of it tomorrow when we can actually go and have a look inside. Over there, that's the Newark, where the flag is, the RAF flag. That's beautiful. That's a memorial to everyone that served here and was lost from here. This is RAF Winthorpe, or was RAF Winthorpe, and now it's the famous showground is next door. Part of the runway is still over there, and then you've got the Newark Air Museum here. So moving further along, did the JP5. This is a rather nice Buccaneer. So again, hopefully we'll get to look inside this. This is the climbing frame, or careful fanny, which is my Harvard, but we'll hopefully look at that more either over the weekend or as the week progresses. Next we have an entourage from Tony Collins, another long established collector. So he brings in quite a few aircraft here. So here we've got his beautiful Scimitar with its air-to-air refueling probe on the end. So it looks really, really cool. It's also flying the flag for Fly Navy, which obviously this was a carrier aircraft. Then what you've got is you've got his beautiful Sea Vixen here. We get arrivals on Fridays, so even though it's it's gone 7, we've got a rather nice Chipmunk has just arrived. So we'll have a quick look at that as well. I think we've got 2 Chipmunks. Then we've got the Buccaneer, that's Tony Collins, which is beautiful again. Then we've got this fantastic Lightning F6 again. Not sure who owns this one. We'll have to find out tomorrow. Again, it's a beautiful looking aircraft. And then we've got this beautiful, I think it's a Venom or Vampire. This one clearly was used for filming The Shepherd, which was done by Disney last Christmas. So I think this is another one of the Collins families, and that was starring beautiful story basically. That was a Disney production, and it was starring John Travolta. So, right up from Scotland, we have this beautiful chipmunk here. This is the thing I love, is that people do these great modifications, move them around quite easily. So he's got a single car trailer, and then a nice little light chipmunk. And then, keeping in the chipmunk flavour, we have another chippy here, which again, beautiful little thing. This is in the early silver markings of the 50s, whereas that is the more familiar markings, red, white markings that were lots of people went and flew from ATC Air Experience flights. So it's really nice. Chippies are great little aeroplanes and cockpits. And then we have probably the tallest cockpit. And we seem to have a crash test dummy in this one, but this is a Sea King, rather nice Sea King. Probably the tallest cockpit that you could get here. We had a Lancaster one year, but this is 820 Squadron with the Flying Fish, which is nice. Now flying Merlin helicopters. So let's continue around. This is, with Boscombe Down, this is the fantastic spray rig Canberra. It was a heavily modified Canberra that was used for icing trials with things like the Concorde. And when I was a kid, I remember living in Stonewall, seeing Concorde flying behind this thing. And you can see it's got the sort of famous bunny. Unfortunately, it's outside, but it's a very, very, very historic aircraft. So we're going to whip round quickly. So because I believe in not really editing, as you probably have gathered, and this isn't going to be very polished, but I don't care. And I'm sure you just want to see these for the aeroplanes. This is a beautiful Jaguar T2. Sorry, I keep saying they're beautiful, but being an old nerd. So these are the museum aircraft. So you've got the T5, I presume, Lightning, twin-seater Lightning. So you can see the much thicker cockpit for the side-by-side seating. So you've got that, which is quite cool. Over there you got someone who's very, very red, who's been out in the sun far too much. It's a very hot day. It's the hottest weekend of the year in the UK. So everyone's trying to keep as cool as they can. This is the, I think this colour scheme is called the Admiral's Barge, but I probably am wrong. But this is a Navy painted up Hunter T7. Again, museum aircraft. So we get lots of different displays here. We get associated displays, so you've got reenactors, you've got all sorts. Then we've got this nice night fighter Meteor. This is the museum's T-33 or Thunderbird, and a highly significant aircraft, to be honest. Well, this is new. A collection of fire extinguishers and buckets. I've not seen that here before, but hey ho. Maybe it's modern health and safety for you. Over there you can see that there is a, well, it looks like a Royal Signals flag, but that might be a radio amateur station that's been set up. We'll walk over there in a minute, and that's lots of more cockpits from the various collectors. These are the cockpits that live here most of the time. Lots of people have probably seen this one here. This is Mike Davies' beautiful Phantom, which is so superbly mounted and does actually go to lots of shows. Mike's been a stalwart of CockpitFest for years. Then you've got a T-17 Canberra. Then you've got a Buccaneer. So these live at the museum. You've got another F6 Lightning XR757. And then we move to this aircraft, which I always thought was a test specimen. It was for sale when I joined Boscombe back in the 80s. There was 2 Hunters for sale, and this is has been here. I think it did a little bit of time in Wales, and then came. So I think we can get the history of this, because I know there's some people thinking about what it could possibly be from. So yeah, so that says it was Boscombe Down. It was used for MDC, which is miniature detonating cord, which is basically to get rid of the canopy, so that when the pilot ejects or the aircrew eject, they don't have to headbutt the canopy and get it out of the way. Right, have to film when it's very quiet, when there's not many people around. This is a couple of Russian aircraft they've got. So you've got a MiG-27 flogger. As a flight test engineer, there's lots of interesting things to talk about on this, but I'll bore the pants off you, so I might do a short on that for a later time. And then what you've got is you've got another MiG here as well. Something that looks like a flying bathtub up there, which is some kind of drone. Yep, so this is another flogger, but this is the MiG-23. Yeah. Various bits of associated stuff, like part of a bloodhound, I think. Anyway, let's see if we can get into the hangar and have a look. Someone's got a drone, that's cool. Towards their nice cafe, what they do is you can see that marquee over there, they rig bacon sarnies, and the smell of bacon sarnies at 8 o'clock in the morning is fantastic, if you like bacon, that is. Then we've got the museum's Sea Vixen and the museum's Gannet, both Navy aircraft. Over here we have, this is probably one of the cockpit collectors who collects cockpit instrument panels. So that will be inside this hangar. Then you've got this Phantom rig, training rig as well, which is good. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to walk down and look at a few more of the cockpits that have turned up so far. This is Rafa, so they sell bits and pieces to raise money for the Wings Appeal. Over here in this revetment that the naughty hares and rabbits have decided to have a good old go at. That's a reenacted observer corps, Royal Observer Corps. So, the Doncaster Museum, South Yorkshire Aircraft Museum, fantastic museum. If you've not been there, you've got to come here or go there. They have come up with, I believe, 18 of their cockpits. They've really supported this event right the way through. This ugly thing here is a Tornado procedures trainer, I believe, so it's very basic inside and a bit of a mock-up. I love this. This looks like a Venom or a Vampire single-seater. It's rather sweet. Yeah, I love that. That is really nice. So what you've got is you've got the spay grip here with the standard spay grip, then you've got the rudder pedals, and then you've got the instrument panel and a gyro gun sight. So that is a really nice thing. So even people with limited movements can actually get in there, which is good. They're sort of accessible cockpits. We looked at the Chipmunk earlier. This is, which gave a lot of cadets their first step flying experience. Well, this sweet little thing is actually a Slingsby Cadet CX3. So you can see there's absolutely nothing in there. There's basically an altimeter, speed and attitude, and that is literally it. And that's a glider. But again, a nice little sweet little cockpit. Then we've got what the complete thing looks like when it's got the instructor's cockpit on the back. So that's really nice. So next what we have here is this is where my recognition is going to absolutely fail me. It's done up as some type of warbirdie thing, and it's got the later what I call a squashed spay grip. But basically for the 50s they produced this sort of squashed spay grip, which was a little bit more ergonomic design than the classic spay grip of World War II. Yep, so this is a misfire Monet scenario project. Anywho's, that's that. This is another Chipmunk, so we'll have a good look at that hopefully tomorrow as well. I'm probably going to run out of time, but hey ho. Then we've got a single seat Jaguar, so this is XX736. Then we've got a lovely little, this is an Ulster, so it's an AOP9 Ulster XR238. So that's air observation, so it would basically look around to the battlefield and tell people what was happening, and the army what was happening, and use as a bit of a spotter, as it were, for gunners and other things. Very useful, very slow, but very important. And then we've got another Buccaneer, so this is XX888. This is an FGA 9 Hunter, XG297. I've got a soft spot for hunters, and this is a particularly beautiful one as well. We then got a T4 Canberra, and then this beautiful Meteor F8 WL131. Not finished yet. So that is one end, or one side if you like. Oh no, it's not the end of the South Yorkshire Museum. There it is. You can see it's open 6 days a week, Tuesday to Sunday, and it's on some opening hours of 10 until 1700 and 10 until 1600 in winter hours. Well worth a visit. Lots of fun, lots of hands-on, and just a beautiful museum. This is a Jaguar Sim. As you can see, it's covered up at the moment. Hopefully it won't be tomorrow. And then you've got another Buccaneer here. Useful toilets. When we sort of first came to CockpitFest, they'd had this delivered from Scampton, and this was one of the crew huts, if you like, where the crews of the dambusters would sleep. Because at that time it wasn't used for anything, we would sleep in it, and I think it's now a cafe or a classroom, but it is amazing in there. And it was a little bit spooky sleeping in there and camping, not least because there was lots and lots of fellow cockpiteers, and to be honest, they snore a lot. Anyway, let's continue walking down here with the collection from the Doncaster Museum. This thing that looks like a climb frame, it's not. This is an Anson T2, and this belongs to one of the members at Doncaster at the South Yorkshire Aviation Museum, Aircraft Museum, I'll get it right one day. And this was recovered from Canada. So that's looking really nice. It's you can see that even though it was outside for years, it's actually in remarkably good condition. Even the steel tubing is pretty good, and all the aluminium is good as well. So that is one day going to be a really nice complete aircraft, complete cockpit, but very, very nice. So coming back to the rest of they've always been known as the Doncaster Mafia, because they can never bring one or two cockpits. They bring lots and lots and lots of cockpits. So here you've got a sweet little Schleicher glider. They basically do a lot of stuff that a lot of other people don't do. So it's not so glamorous, but I think it's so worthwhile doing, because a lot of aviation has come from people learning to fly gliders. When you look at a lot of the test pilots, they all came from flying gliders. And then you've got an early Cessna here. So as you can see, it came to a bit of a nasty, I was going to say end, but here it is, reborn as a very, very nice cockpit. Then you've got another Auster product, the Airedale, which was a touring aircraft. Well, I said it was an Auster, but it's Beagle, because it basically, I believe Auster was taken over by Beagle. Then you've got Cessna 140, which again started general aviation big time. You've got Starduster, which I think was quite the aerobatic aircraft. Then you've got a Beagle Pup. Then you've got this Starduster, and this is one of the people who's been actually at Newark CockpitFest for years. Is Bill Fern, so sort of rather lovingly called Bill Fern's Flying Club, or Bill's Flying Club. This is his Beagle Pup, and then I think this is a really pretty looking little glider here, this Swallow. So that, I believe, is the Doncaster Mafia display. Looking fantastic. But now I'm going to have a quick lip in and see if anyone's entered, or sorry, arrived for the internal displays. It might be quite dark in here, so I'm not sure how well this is going to work. But a lot of people come in the next day anyway to set up. So you get all sorts of little displays associated with aircraft and cockpits. I'm not sure if this is a permanent fixture here, but these gentlemen are the RAF regiment, so they've got various bits and pieces to do with them. Then we got some unexploded bomb material, which looks quite interesting, and all the bits and pieces used to deactivate them. Forgive me for the noise. Lots of this is all new from I can't remember seeing this last year. You've got quite a nice little display here of RAF police and the important work done by canines, doggies. So yeah, so I think we'll just have a walk around here. We'll probably find someone because someone's making lots of noise. But we'll come around tomorrow and hopefully interview a couple of the cockpit collectors, or people who collect instrument panels as well, or cockpit rigs. There's quite a few of those that come in. I think I found who was making all the noise. So we will talk to this gentleman tomorrow, but he has an incredible collection of bits and pieces. So here we've got SC Rescue. My father was in the SC Rescue, so it's one of those subjects close to my heart. So there's a really nice display on that. There's an awful lot to see, as you can see. And there's even a couple of cockpits in here that belong to the museum, like an ACT procedure trainer. So if an ACT got broken or crashed, what they would do is they would then, or an aircraft was broken, they would use it as a procedure trainer. So its life was continuing to be worthwhile. Obviously we got Butic, or Simbutic, I'm not sure what they appear to do these really nice cockpits, so we recognise that. That's a Spitfire. Nice Spitfire instrument panel there, and you've got a Mustang, and this will be one of their simulators, and this looks like a simulator as well down here. Very nice. Going further over, we've got XS 420, so that's all the details of that. I think they've got various bits on display, all to do with lightnings. So that looks like it could be a nice little display to look at. Because we're interested in cockpits around here. This is a really nice cockpit. This is a Beverley. There's only one whole Beverley existing now, which has just been moved. Oh my goodness, I've got to try and remember where it's been moved to. You can correct me in the comments, but that's a really nice cockpit. It's been here for quite a few years. It used to be outside. I think we might have a quick look inside if we can. Not sure how good this is in low light. It's quite new to using this thing. Not good. Right, if I remember tomorrow, we'll come and have a look, and it's a bit lighter in here. Right, continuing round, let's see if there's anyone else who's set up. Mr. Noisy is still making noise. No, a lot of people will set up tomorrow before the actual museum opens. So some people that have really nice control column collection and instrument panels, so presumably this is going to be where they'll be. So I'm not talking about the aeroplanes in here. We will probably come and do a proper tour of it at a later date, but this is all about CockpitFest, and one of the best grassroots, well, I think it is the best grassroots good God, how can one man make so much noise? Well, basically this is the best grassroots, because this is people doing stuff in their garage. We also have, obviously this is not a officially funded museum, so it's a large museum. It's funded by the museum. it relies on volunteers a lot, and to be honest, they do an excellent job. I've stopped on this hunter because it's a rare bird. This is an F1 hunter. It's got the Sabrinas on it, which are named after a film star. These great big bubbles here, which were to try and stop firing the guns and putting the engine out. WT651, very rare aircraft, the beautifulest of all the hunters. Then we've got a very nice display of models from mainly military modelling.co.uk. So that's nice. Over here, got this funny little cockpit. I think it's a procedures trainer from a Bristol Bulldog, which took over from the Chipmunk for our experience. Like a lot of these places, they do sell bits and pieces, which is really good, and to help raise money. So this is just a little thing of that. Okay, oh right, here is some more bits and pieces. Oh, I was like this, you know, I'm such a sad act. I love bits that are for sale. So I should really turn this off and not show you it, but these are various bits and pieces for sale. They don't half look nice. So I'm not sure whose collection of bits this is, but there's lots and lots of pieces here. So here we've got a Meteor instrument panel, and so that's an F8 FR9 instrument panel. Oh dear, so I'm not showing you, I'm just reading it and being a twonk. And then over here we've got a T7 Meteor. Really nice items, well worth having a look at. Cockpiteers are very keen on being able to show these bits and pieces so people can think, and especially modelers, they can work out what they want to do and what it was like in the actual cockpit sections were like, or the instrument panels, or otherwise you might only have black and white pictures. Anyway, I think that's enough for tonight. I'm getting a bit tired, it's been a very long day, so I will talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.